Everyone, this is DWS Darius and welcome to the basement fish room. Today I want to give you guys a look at a very cool looking fish that was sold to me as a feeder. So this right here is a 40-gallon aquarium that I'm using as a feeder tank. So basically I go to PetSmart or Petco and I buy some of their goldfish that they sell as feeders. You know, a lot of times in the store they're in pretty bad condition, so I bring them home and I just keep them in quarantine, watching out for diseases or parasites. If I see anything that looks bad, I treat it, just so that these fish can be healthy food for the fish that I'm feeding. I was using these to feed my peacock bass because, you know, peacock bass are some picky eaters. Now I managed to get 2 of them on raw fish, so I no longer have to feed them feeders, but I have one more that's still a very picky eater, and hopefully with this last batch I could train him to eat raw fish as well, and then I will no longer need feeders. Now this tank has been running for about 2 months, and within that time I'd say 100 to 200 fish passed through this aquarium in quarantine as feeders, most of which were goldfish. And you know, you find a few of them that look very awesome. Altogether, goldfish are some awesome fish, but you know, you find those that are just really unique with different colors and long fins and all that good stuff. But the thing is, I really don't have space to be keeping all these. I do have a backyard pond, but I believe that my pond is fully stocked, so I don't want to just keep saving these goldfish, so I disregard how awesome they look and I still feed them to my peacock bass. But today I came across a fish, well, not today I'm showing it to you guys, but with this batch, one of these guys are definitely a very unique goldfish. Now from first glance he looks like everybody else. He has that same orange color, but as you can see he has that weird swim, and that's because he has that tail, that weird tail. He has the tail of a fancy goldfish. He kind of looks like an Oranda tail. The thing is, he's not a fancy goldfish. He has the body of a regular comet goldfish, but he has the tail of a fantail. Now the lighting in this tank isn't really meant to present the fish, so it's not that great, so I really can't give you guys a good look at him while he's in this aquarium. But what are your thoughts on this fish? He kind of looks like a number of possibilities. He could be a hybrid between a regular comet goldfish like these guys mixed with a fancy goldfish, and that's how he got the tail. He could be just a comet goldfish with a genetic deformant, and that's pretty much how fancy goldfish were made. Fancy goldfish are descendants from these common goldfish, and eventually you find one with something strange like that and you just breed it, and maybe the babies come out looking more like the fancy goldfish. There's a number of possibilities of what this guy can actually be. I definitely don't believe he's an Oranda, because at this size I do believe an Oranda would have been a lot more puffier, but definitely a cool looking fish. Now I'm actually curious to see how this fish looks as he matures. Maybe he is an Oranda and he's just poorly taken care of, and I guess if I take good care of him he might start rounding out. I don't know, so I'm just gonna keep this guy. Now in my last video you saw me take out this big guy, this big peacock bass who was in this aquarium. Now I asked you guys, what should I do with this tank? I wanted to put my male jaguar or perhaps one of these small jaguar dovi hybrids in this tank. It would have definitely been a nice way to just start bringing out their personality. However, now we have this goldfish. Now long term this goldfish will be going into the backyard pond, but not during winter. Right now it is freezing in the pond, the fish are hibernating, and if I put him out there he could go into shock and he could die. So I'm going to have to leave him in a tank until spring. I can't leave him in this tank because I'm going in this tank all the time. I get my brother to go in here sometimes to feed the peacock bass upstairs, and I definitely don't want him to be taken by mistake. So I'm going to go ahead and just toss him in this big old 75-gallon aquarium. And this is the little guy in the tank. You could barely notice him. It was super easy catching him because with that fan tail, you see how slow he swims. But this is something. The tank is still pretty murky because I just finished doing a water change. I'm making this video actually the same day that I made my last video. So I just caught this guy and put him up there. I picked the fish up here. And I just did a water change after I took that big guy out. And that's why it's all murky. But yeah, he's back there swimming around. Now the thing is, as small as he is, he could come around and be very social with me, but I prefer just to have some other fish in there with them. So I'm going to go ahead and catch 2 more of these guys, the ones that look the best in my opinion. It may not make it to the pond, but just while he's in this aquarium, just some comfort, some fish from to swim around with. And with that, the 75-gallon Goldfish aquarium is born. So the fish that I have in here, I chose this little guy because he was the smallest out of all the goldfish. And really, as a feeder, he really wouldn't do much as far as filling up my peacock bass. So as tiny as he is, I decided let me give him a second chance. So he's in here. We also have this one up here. I chose him because he has a nice orange and white combo of color. And then of course, lastly, we have the fantail comet. So yeah, I'm gonna let the water clear up a little bit and then I'll give you guys a better look at these fish. And that is the newest addition to the fish room, the 75-gallon Goldfish aquarium. And remember that this tank is temporal. By maybe April, the temperature in the pond should be nice and warm. The fish should be awoken. And by then, these guys will be going outside. Mainly the fantail. The other two, if they're females, they can go in the pond. If they're males, they can't because I have too many male goldfish in the pond already. But yeah, that's the new tank in the fish room. Now, time will tell if that was the best way to use this 75-gallon aquarium. Remember, I wanted to put my jaguar or these jack-dovi, and I just discovered that I have a crime scene in this tank. I have a fish that's dead, not just dead, a fish that's torn to shreds, and I believe I could blame the jaguar dovi. So time will tell if these goldfish was the best option for this aquarium. But anyway, let me know your thoughts and comments in the section below about this whole video. Let me know what you think about that goldfish. What you think he is and what you think he'll end up being. Let me know if I use this 75-gallon aquarium the right way. And let me know if you like this video overall. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And I'll catch you guys on the next one.